My dear sister, how wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you for having me, Dr.
Thank
P.
you. Thank you so much for joining us. Shirley, I'll have to share this with you. I really have to share this with you. We grew up just a few miles away from each other, right in Soweto, what you guys would know as Deep Soweto. I grew up in Tladi, and there she was in Jabavu. Two young girls who had no idea what the future had in store for them. Today, we're sitting with Shirley from primary school in Jabavu. She is now the CEO of PricewaterhouseCoopers. Please give a round of applause again.
Thank you.
So I think to start with, I'd like you to share your story with the audience.
Thank you once more for having me, Dr. P. I call her Dr. P. A very good morning to the audience. I'm really excited to be here. So I really don't know where to start, but what I want to say is that yes, I was born and bred in Soweto. I was not raised by my real parents. Both of them are professionals. I was raised by my grandmother. Those days, those who know Soweto, really, there was not necessarily a lot of hope. There were a lot of riots. So my mother at some point decided that, I need to move to the village in Limpopo. I always tell people that I'm very fortunate because I know and understand township life, I understand village life, I also understand suburban life. So I continued to be raised by my granny, and really she's late, but I adore her very well because, she contributed to be where I am today, teaching me how to be independent because I was the eldest granddaughter and I had other kids in the family. So it means that I should make sure that all the chores in the family are done. And let me tell you how I did it, which shows that I always have been intelligent. I will delegate to the rest. Yes, I still do some of the chores, but majority I delegate. So at the end of the day, everything will be done. I always like to be clean. One other important aspect, just to get to where we are today, I always knew that I want to be successful. Yeah. And I was listening to the chairman this morning when he said education is very important. And how I wanted to be successful was really getting educated. And I never had a choice as well because both my parents were educated. My father is a retired teacher, my mother is a retired nurse. So I knew that education will give me choices, it will give me freedom, and it's the foundation. At some point...
Maybe to interrupt you here, so education was a very important pillar for you, foundation for you. And you also mentioned that you used to delegate. So I'll come to the delegation bit because that's probably how you look at how you work with your team at work. Yes. But from primary school right up to studying accounting, can you just tell us maybe highlights of the challenges that you encountered?
Yeah, so at some point, I always say to myself, the current circumstances that do not dictate your future. Why I say that, I became a young mother. I think I was around 18, 19, when I was about to get to matric. So if I was somebody who was not determined, if I was somebody who did not have aspirations, I would have, that was going to be the end of me. The whole year when I took a break that time, I took introspection and I said to myself, next year I'm going back to the university. And I must say, when I got that break, I already got the bursary from Medunsa because I wanted to be a doctor. People don't know. I wanted to be
But you ended up?
Yeah, I ended up going back to the university, and I said to myself, okay, I must do BSc because I've been learning, maths and science at school. Unfortunately, I was told that no, we have reached the limit for the number of students to do a BSc. I don't necessarily have a role model at that moment to look up to, and I said, what is next now? What is closer to medicine? I knew that I want to be different. So the answer was that no, you can do BCom accounting. Remember, I never did accounting at school. I never did any commercial subjects. But because I had determination, I had to make sure that I adapt. The first semester, knowing university life, I failed almost all the modules. My plan B was to wake up early in the morning around 2 o'clock, studying very hard, putting in a lot of effort so that at least I can pass at the end of the year. You know, I think I finished my degree within record time.
Wow.
Showing that, yeah.
That is incredible, Shirley. Yeah.
So it was really another second lesson for me to say you need to be adaptable.
Yeah.
You know, circumstances will humble you so that at least you become flexible.
So you overcame that, you passed, you got your degree, and then you had to sit for your exams.
Yes, so ever since my degree, I never failed because I already got the rhythm. I only failed when I was doing my CTA. People in the house who understand, you know, CTA program, it's not a child's play. So I had to repeat it. Third time I passed it. And again, I had to fail my board exam. Third time I got it. You know, after you qualify as a chartered accountant, nobody will ask you how many times did you fail.
That's true. That's very true. Yes. So then you got through that. And what are the qualities, do you think, coming from a background in Soweto, grandmother, went through varsity, failed dismally your first year, got to your board exams. What qualities would you say saw you through those difficulties?
So some of the qualities were really mentioned by, the chairman. It's really about working very hard, you know, determination, knowing what you want in life. As I said, for me, education was the foundation. I never saw myself not being educated. And the other thing that I think it helped me a lot is because I always ran my career like a business. What do I mean by running my career like a business? You know, knowing where I am, where I want to be, and how I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve. The how for me is very important. There's a lot of things that I did on the how. Having mentors, and formal and informal, you know, females and males. So the criteria for me for identifying those mentors was, I need somebody who is honest. I need somebody who is experienced. Somebody who is having the time, you know. Honesty is important when you have that mentor because you don't want somebody who's going to tell you what you want to hear. That person must tell you as it is. I've shared my tears during my careers because I was getting feedback that I didn't like, but that really built me.
And what was your role as somebody being mentored?
My role was, you know, availing myself, you know, ensuring that I also have to share my expectations with the mentor, making sure that I work hard as well, because you can have your expectations. Obviously, the mentor will have his or her expectations, but you have to, you know, show up, as you said.
Sure.
You know, you have to show up, you have to prepare so that at least come the next session, you know, maybe you are supposed to put together a plan as to what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve. Somebody must help you after you have put together a plan of yourself. It can be a draft, and then somebody will comment, and then you finalize.
Help
yes.
clean it up for
the
you.
The other thing really is around, you know, my work ethics. In our profession, we don't do 8 to 5. I remember last night we had dinner. I was just talking to Puti here. We had partners' dinner. Did I go back and sleep? No. I had to make sure that I look at my notes so that it is today I show up and I'm able to share whatever I want to share.
And let me interrupt you there, because you were supposed to be in a big board meeting.
Yes.
But when we asked you to come and talk to young people, you made time, and you have to leave here on time to be at the board meeting. So please, can you just give a round of applause for that? really sacrificing for you. But Shirley, because time is so tight, we have so many young people here who want to know, what skills do I need to value on? Skills, mindset, attitude, what do I need to focus on if I want to enter this accounting world, if I want to end up working at PricewaterhouseCoopers or any of the big companies?
Yeah, thank you for that question. When I reflect on this question, I believe that we all know, as South Africans, we are going through a lot of challenges. One is youth unemployment.
Yeah.
You know, social entrepreneurship skills, for me, it's important because, you know, you can't keep on waiting for government to dish out work. There's no work. You know, yes, there will be jobs, but it will be it's going to be a handful. So social entrepreneurship.
Why social entrepreneurship?
It's because if you look at entrepreneurship, it's really the backbone of the economy. You can be able to create jobs for other people. And if you have all those good business skills, you can be able to create those sustainable jobs. It's not only jobs. You also think about other people when you're a social entrepreneur. You don't think about only yourself. The other skill, I think the chairman alluded to it, it's about digital skills. Yeah. We all know that, you know, technology is an enabler. These days, you can't touch anything without, you know, using technology. It improves productivity, it drives efficiencies, you know, it gives us a lot of insights. So it's very important. On the mindset side, you know, I'm a very positive person myself. I went through a lot of challenges, and if I was not having that positive mindset, I don't think I was going to be here today.
Sure.
So you need to have that positive mindset. You know, the whole issue of work ethics, the whole issue of project management, because when you are running a business, you need to really know the do's and don'ts on project management. Otherwise, your business is not going to be sustainable.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shirley. So I was waiting to see if somebody's sending me questions from the audience. No questions from the audience. Let me, one question. Please, can you just stand up and if there's a mic, or just shout from where you are, we're running out of time.
Program that we work with young entrepreneurs from townships and rural areas that develop innovative new energies that are sustainable and creating jobs.
Your question?
Yes, my question is, I wanted to find out if the foundation would be interested in partnering with Total Energies in those kinds of initiatives so that they can also become a sponsor, maybe? I don't know, just asking.
That's a brilliant question. It's about social entrepreneurship, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Social enterprises that want to follow business principles and yet have a social impact.
Yes.
But your question is directed at the foundation. Yeah. Maybe as the last word, and I will come back to it later, but maybe as a last parting point for you, what is your advice to the young people sitting here and joining us online this Youth Month?
My last advice is that as a young person, I think the chairman also alluded to that. There's so many problems in the country, you know, unprecedented challenges, geopolitics, ESG, whatever you name it. You need to be positive. Whenever you are confronted with an opportunity, please embrace it. The important thing is to show up. I always say to young people, the future is youth.
Yeah.
We need future leaders, and they will be coming from here. But you need to really make sure that your work ethics are good. When you get the support, make sure that you really show up as well. The success is in your hands. Make it happen. You can imagine this room is full of a lot of people who are prepared to support you. So take up the opportunity and run with it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Can you please give us our speaker a round of applause? The girl from Soweto, who's now the CEO of PricewaterhouseCoopers, a very important global organization. And you've heard from her, show up, be ready. When opportunities appear, you have to be there, okay? Opportunities don't go around shouting like that. And if you're not ready, you will not see them. So please, from her to yourselves, be ready, show up, don't give up, don't let obstacles hinder your path to success. So thank you very much, Shirley.
Thank you. Can I also let them know that we have a PwC stand at the back, and there's pamphlets that are indicating opportunities that we have at PwC from those who are studying and those who are running their businesses and those who are looking for employment. Everything is on the website. Thank you so much.
There you have it. Thank you,
Thank
Shirley.
you.
Thank you so much. We can hug now.
Yes. Thank you.